Hi guys, so today is part 4 of my tales of my journey, and I'm going to discuss the 2018 season, which was a fantastic season for me, and I became the national champion in my age group. This year was a massive change for me. I did some big changes. I departed my previous swim coach and I needed to find a new coach. So I looked around and swimming wise, there was two big important factors. So the first thing was I looked for a coach, which unfortunately, when you're looking for a good coach, may not be near where you live. So I went for John Wood. Who I'm still working with now, and is a fantastic coach. The other thing was as well, because he can't really look at my technique, he can give me my sessions and help me that way. I needed someone nearby as well. So I discussed previously, or mentioned previously, that I was looking at a local coach. So I joined a local masters swimming club, Dover Lifeguard Club, and a swim coach lady called Carolyn, which she is a very good coach. And I joined this group with swimmers that represented Great Britain, age group, and internationally in the past. So it was very big. It was very intimidating for me to go here to start off with, because everyone was so good at swimming and I'd start in a slower lane. But it seemed to have worked. It was a big change. It seemed to work. Both coaches have worked really well and have improved my swimming. So that was one of the main factors. Also, I was still continuing to work with my strength and conditioning coach, Craig Coggle, and as well as developing myself as a running coach. I did speak to a friend, Steve King, who is a running coach, and we worked together later on in the year in October for the European Championships. So I was getting a lot quicker swimming wise. I was able to carry on doing 4 swims a week. I saw my strength was improving, limited injuries or niggles, and my running was improving as well. So the 2018 season started really well. I podiumed, won local races, and was in strong shape. Therefore, I turned up to the World Championships in Denmark, really looking forward to it. This was the beginning of the big 3 races for me. So what we did was we turned up Denmark, lovely place. I was in great shape. Swimming wise, I was in good shape, faster than I swam before. Running wise, I was better runner than I was before. So I was really looking forward to it. And I was also one of the team captains. They changed it slightly, so one of the team captains for the World Championships for the men's team, and very much I was looking forward to that. Turned up to the race. The race was in a place called Odense, lovely place. It was a really hot day, and the sea was really cold. People were moaning the day before about the recce, especially at the team briefing, that they were getting bitten by jellyfish, but so that put me off from swimming for the swim recce. But I normally like to rest before race day anyway, so I don't normally like to do much. So the usual routine, resting the day before, motivational videos, motivational films, most of it spent in the room, and I come out for lunch and dinner. So I didn't want to be so I was a bit put off by going to the swim recce. So I didn't really want to see it and be put off on race day. So turned up race day and everyone was saying that the jellyfish have moved away, which was a good thing. So turned up, so I warmed up as normal on race day. The sea was really cold, so we had to wear a wetsuit. The night before, I think, went really well. I woke up the following day and I had a bit of a stomach problem. Again, had to control what I can control. So I just tried my best, got on the coach and didn't feel 100% at all, stomach-wise. Got to the race and then everything goes completely. Feel nervous. The adrenaline like kicks in. So I turned up to the race and got into the swim, the 1K swim in the sea, and off the race went. And I just remember people swimming over top of me. I'm swimming over top of someone because we're all compact together. And I remember I felt really good in the swim. I was in one group, then I decided to pull away and pulled into another group. And then when we started coming back into the harbour, I started feeling tingling around my round here and all around my face, which I assume was the jellyfish stinging me. I came out into transition, felt really wobbly, and for some reason I couldn't hear in one side of my ear. That was really odd. Obviously I've been stung. I didn't feel 100%. Got onto the run. First thing I did when we got in to the drink station, I poured water over my head, carried on running, and I remember just there was a few athletes in front of me that were like dazed and walking around, and I'm guessing that they struggled, they were stung or something. So I carried on, went for it. The run felt really comfortable, kept going and going, and I remember coming to the finish line. A child said high five, so I went, I really like this, so I went high five all the way down to the finish line because no one was behind me or in front of me. I couldn't catch anyone, and I finished 9th, and I was one of 3 British guys, so I pre-qualified for next year, and it was a really good race. There was more competition, stronger competition, because I'd moved up to another age group, and once you hit the 35 age group and higher, that's where you get a lot of where it's tougher, and you get the pros and the elites that come into it from, like, I don't know, from retirement. So I did that. I was really happy with the race. Could have probably picked up a couple more places, but there's nothing more I could do. So I was really happy with the top 10 placing, and that also allowed me to pre-qualify for next year. Then we didn't have a lot, because I was aiming to peak there, but then we didn't have a lot after that for the national championships. It was the following weekend. So I had a few days off from training, felt really tired, came back home, started training, and I just decided to rest up a few more days before the race because I was completely shattered. I don't know why. It could have been reaction from the jellyfish. So I turned up to Peterborough for the national championships, and it was a lovely setting. Again, I had a good night's sleep. Sometimes I really struggle the night before, and they always say to try and bank extra sleep during the week. So I did that, but I had a good night's sleep the night before, quite relaxed, up to the race, nervous, always feel nervous in the race. And I think at the start, I think that's good to be nervous, because it shows that you care and that you're going to give it your best. So I turned up to the race, got a start line, off it went. I had a good swim. I mean, my swimming was really good. I got a lot quicker, and I had full confidence from the World Championships, because I did 14 minutes something for 1K. So I was over the moon with that swim time. So this was a non-wetsuit swim. So came out, I kept pushing and pushing, and the swim, came into transition and went out for the run. And I liked the run because it was in the countryside and it was one big loop. I just remember overtaking people all the way. There was a big train of people when I came out, and I just kept pushing and kept going for it. And when I finished, I was really happy, but we didn't know if where I'd come because they had problems with the results and stuff. So we had a few friends there, and when their age groups came up and they weren't placing, I was like, oh, these are really good athletes, better than me, and they haven't placed, so I didn't expect to win, get anything. So they called out third place, and then they called out second place, and I didn't expect, so I was about to walk away, and then they called my name out, and I was absolutely shocked. I was so happy with the gold medal. So I was first in my age group, and there's my medal. So I was really happy. My first ever gold medal. So I've gone from being in 3 years, I've gone from bronze medal, silver medal to gold medal. So I was really happy with that, and it showed how much I have achieved over a short period of time. So you can, so I learned from my mistakes from previous years, and what you can learn is that if you work hard at anything in life, you will be rewarded and it will pay off. So you work hard, it will pay off, and you will achieve your targets and goals. So that's very much my motivation. So when I have down days, or when I go out and don't feel like it, I always try to motivate myself and say, look what I've achieved. Remember the good times, and always remember that if I work hard, then it will pay off. So I had a very successful first half of the season. It all went well afterwards, no injury problems. Swimming was still continuing to get stronger. So I started about 12 weeks before, I think about 10 to 12 weeks before, with my friend Steve King for the European Championships. Again, I was one of the team captains for the race, for the team, so I was looking forward to helping out again. So it was in Ibiza, turned up to Ibiza in October, so it's quite a long season. I struggled to get out open water after September because the sea, although the sea is still warm, it is still pretty well. The problem is you can't breathe well because of the air temperature is quite low. So October was a struggle. I went back in the pool and turned up to Ibiza, and obviously we got cold weather in the UK. Ibiza's really warm. It's out of season there, and probably the worst mistake I did. We had an early morning flight, and we arrived late morning. Obviously I was quite tired from traveling, and we went with some friends and we did a bit of sightseeing, walking around, and the following day I woke up and I was absolutely shattered. I had aches and pains, like aches in my legs and the muscles and stuff, and that's from the lack of sleep. So I was a bit worried about the race, which was in a day's time. So I again, control what you can control. So I may increase some food intake, drank a lot of water. So that was that. So the race itself, I warmed up. I was in better shape than I've ever been in, and my running was a lot quicker. My swimming was in a great place. I've been swimming great all year round, so I was a lot quicker than the previous year. So I knew that I was in fantastic shape, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was aiming for the podium. A lot of competition there, and I was hoping to target the podium. So we turned up start line, and I did my warm up, and then we stood in the queue and stood in the queue and stood in the queue to get on the boat. So everyone was getting on the boat, and then it would take you to the start line in the middle of the sea, and then you would swim back into shore for 1K. Well, the problem was I was standing in that queue for well over an hour after my warm-up. I was on the boat, to go on there, and I didn't feel warmed up at all. I felt like I hadn't done anything, and I felt like I wasn't ready. I was really nervous. I wasn't relaxed at all, and just didn't feel right. So we jumped in, got to swam to the start line, ready to go. Non-wetsuit, of course. So so you didn't have a wetsuit. So because the sea temperature was like 23 degrees. So swam into shore. When you tried to get into the get out into transition, you had to climb up this thing, which was quite tough and slippery. Got into the transition, and I went on to the run. As I went onto the run, there was a bit where there was like a zigzag bit along the where you went up a little bit of a hill along the seafront. And although I did tell the team, some team members to be careful because it's slippery, I actually slipped and fell over. And I got up and carried on running. That took it out of me for a bit, and for some reason, for best part of that lap and a bit, I just switched off. I don't know what happened. It was like I was cruising, and then I had a GB athlete go past me, and for some reason I just switched again and started running very quick again, and then keeping, well, for the last 2K, keeping up with him. He beat me to the line. I got to the line, I was a bit disappointed. I think it was my worst performance, well, my worst place, and I think I was 15th. And I was a bit disappointed with it after I had a great season, but I learned from some mistakes. There was a few mistakes there, obviously. So I wasn't warmed up first properly. Well, although I thought I was going to be warmed up, I wasn't warmed up because of something that was outside of my hands. Doing the run recce before, should have known, a bit more cautious. I just went too fast and slipped. And just not doing too much a few days beforehand because I was absolutely shattered. So that was something that I wanted to really work on for next season, and this helped me, motivated me for the 2019 season, which was my best season. But it motivated me to improve. So after the European Championships in Ibiza, I decided to have 2 weeks off, complete rest, and then I'd build back up slowly throughout the year, ready for next year. So I had I've got a few new changes for 2019, which I'll discuss in the next video. So please look out for part 5. And please subscribe and like my videos. Thank you very much.
And the champions of this age group category, Henrietta Pacific and Yiannis Christodoulou. Christodoulou.